Okay, guys. So later I will add playlist link and meeting link in group description. So you no need to search both the thing. So the Google this one YouTube playlist and meeting link both today I will add in the group description. So in last session, because last session was the introduction session, so we have seen what are the things we are going to cover and all. And today, first, we are going to start with what is the programming language. Then, after what is the Python, how Python program will execute. So, these all things we need to understand. So, if we will start from the Python, so let's suppose if you will search a question, what is Python, either in ChatGPT or if you try to find in Google. So in Google you will get the definition. Python is an interpreted, high level and general purpose programming language. There are some important words are there in the definition. Python is an interpreted. So first of all, we need to understand what is the meaning of the interpreted. Then after we have the high level. So we need to understand what is the meaning of the high level. And then we have the general purpose programming language. So what is the meaning of the general purpose programming language, that also we will see. So here the first word is the interpreted, then we have high level, then general purpose, and then programming language. Once we will understand what is the meaning of all these words, then it will be easy for us to understand what is the definition of the Python, or what is the characteristics of the Python. So slowly we will try to check. So first, before going to start with the Python, first we need to understand what is the meaning of the programming language. Like in definition, we already have seen this is a general purpose programming language. So first we will try to understand what is the programming language. And before going to understand what is the programming language, first we need to understand what is the language. So, can anyone tell me what is the meaning of the language? What is the purpose of the language?
Sir, it is the medium of communication between two person or
Correct. So, language is basically just a medium which will help us to communicate. If I want to express any idea, if I want to talk with you, then definitely we required one language. And the important thing is that language should be understandable by both the person. Correct? That is also very important. So in that point we will come later. But first thing is, when we are talking about the language, then language is the medium, and language is basically we are using to communicate each other. Now, the next important thing is when we are talking about the communication with each other, Like if two human being is talking, then they are using some language. But let's suppose if there is one human being and one machine. If there is a case, there is a one human being and one machine. Then how communication will happen? And here the most important thing is, as you know, machine means either laptop or desktop or any machine. Any machine basically will not understand the Hindi, English, Urdu, Marathi. Machine will not understand. Correct? Any machine will always understand only binary language. Any machine, any computer will understand only and only binary number or binary language. Binary language means each and everything what we want to write, that we need to write with the help of 0 and 1. That's all. No other number. Only 0 1 0 1 0 1. So computer is basically what? Computer will understand the binary language. And now here basically when we are talking or when two human being are talking, so they can talk anything. But when you want to talk with machine or when you want to talk with computer, then you have to write the things in proper way. Then we need to write the things in the proper way. So the way how we are writing any program, the way how we are writing any statement, which will be understandable by computer, that is basically called the programming language. So there are different type of programming languages are there, like we have different languages, Hindi, English, Marathi, Urdu. In the same way, there are many programming languages are there, and I believe you guys already heard about many languages like C, C sharp, Java, JavaScript. There are many languages are there. So the way of express way of communication, the purpose of the thing is same if you are using any language, but the only difference is what? If I will talk in English, then I will talk something else. When the same thing I want to talk in Hindi, the way of talking is different. If I will talk something in Marathi, then the way of talking is different. Similarly similarly here also, if you are using C, then way of writing is different. If we are using C sharp, the way of writing is different. So different languages, the only thing is what? The way of writing of those languages are different. Because of that reason, is like based on my experience, if anyone will explore one language properly, if anyone will explore one language properly, then rest of the languages that person can easily understand, and the rest of the languages person can easily explore or easily can do something. So because of that reason, the first language what you are going to learn, please learn properly, do practice properly, have patience, and do practice. So the programming language is basically what? As now I think you understood, the language understand by computer, that is called what? That is called the programming language. And internally, computer will understand only binary language. Okay, that is for sure. Computer or any machine will understand only binary. Now the question is, when we are writing the program in English, when we are using any language, like if you are using C, C++, C sharp, Java, Python, any language, so normally we are writing the program in English. Then the question is, when we are writing a program in English, then how computer can understand? So that thing also we will see. But here the important thing is the program what we are writing or the instructions what we are writing for computer, that computer can understand, that language is called what? That language is called the programming language. Now the next important thing is like initially when computer started, means when when the scientist start working on computer, then the first language what people have used, that was the binary language. Okay, that was what? That was the binary language. It means now these days when we are writing any program, then that program we are writing in English. We are simply writing in English. But in initial days, no one can basically, no one knows that English based programming language. That time only one language people have used, that is called the binary language, and that is basically called the first generation language, or another word is this is the low level language. So the initial days when the programming started, that time the language which people have used, that is called the binary language or machine language, and that level is called the low level language, and the generation is called the first generation language. Sometime in interview, people can ask you the question ki which language comes in the first generation language. So which language will come in first generation language? Binary language. Okay, understood till this point? क्लियर है यहाँ तक सभी को?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now after that, because when initially people have started writing a program, that was very tough time. That was very tough time means if you simply write a program to add two numbers. Okay, let's suppose if I want to write a program for adding two numbers, then for that also I need to write minimum 50 line of code. Minimum 50 line of code just to write a program for adding two numbers. Why? Because the reason is, as I told you, that time only one language was there, that is the binary language or machine language. Everything you need to write using only 0 1 0 1 0 1. 0 1 is called what? Binary number. Now after that, now over the time, scientists have when they face this problem, and when they understood कि अरे people are facing too much problem because of the 0 1 0 1 0 1, then slowly they have introduced some small words. Then they have introduced some small words like if you want to if you want to write a program for addition, then they have introduced one small word like add. For subtraction, they have add sum. For multiplication, they have used mul. Otherwise, even just for sum also, you need to write at least 20 character using the 010101. So they have basically done some R&D, and after that they have introduced some small words along with the 010101. So now the next generation, that is called the second generation language. In the second generation language, when the scientists have started using the small mnemonics, actually that small words is called the mnemonics. So when scientists have started using the mnemonics along with the 010101, that language is called, or that language was called the assembly language. Okay, and the generation is what? Generation is second generation language or middle level language. Clear? What is the first generation language and what is the second generation language? The second generation language is the assembly language, and in second generation language there is a combination of 010101 and some small words like add, sub, mul, division and all. So that language is called the assembly language, and this is the second generation language. And what is the programming level? This is the middle level of the programming. Clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Now, after that, as you know, like in all the technologies, over the time, continuously improvement will come. Correct? Improvement is there. So now, after some time, finally, scientists have got success to write the program in simple English. Now they don't require 010101, and now the programming length is also very short. So the third generation programming language, in the third generation programming language, there is no 010101. We can write the program in English. That is called the high level language. So whatever the language you guys are like you heard, all these languages comes under the high level language or third generation language. So in the first generation language, there is only one language, that is called the machine language or binary language. And once we will come to the second generation, in the second generation, only one language is there, that is the assembly language. And once we will come to the third generation or high level language, so all the languages, whatever the languages you know or you heard, C, C++, C sharp, Java, Go, Python, all these languages comes under the high level language or third generation language. Clear? What is the programming language and its generation? Okay. Now, after that, coming to the same question like previously, as I told you, कि computer will understand, or computer is understanding only binary language. Computer is understanding only 010101. So now the problem is, if you are in the first generation, okay, let's suppose if we are in the first generation, then then what you are thinking, the computer will face any problem to understand the program or not?
It will face, sir, because the syntax here is in language and words, so it will not understand.
No, actually I am talking about the first generation. Okay, because one thing we know, computer can understand only binary language 010101, correct?
Yes.
And in first generation, we have only one language, that
Zero
is
one zero.
the binary language or machine language, where we are writing the program using the 010101, correct?
Yes.
So if you are writing a program using the 010101, and computer can also understand only 010101, then I think computer
Yeah.
will not face any problem, correct?
Exactly.
Whatever by you know, let's suppose you know Bengali, I also talking in Bengali, then you will not face any problem, correct? You can
Exactly.
easily understand.
Yes.
Now, like, let's suppose, for example, our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. So, Modi ji, as you know, like, his core language is Hindi, correct?
Yes.
You never seen ki Modi ji is talking in English and all. Very rare to rare case. But
Exactly.
but you always seen ki Modi ji is going to Japan, Modi is going to China, Modi is going to Russia here and there. So one question definitely has to come in our mind. If Modi ji is going to China, going to Japan, going to Russia, then how he will communicate?
Might he have
Then
come translator?
correct. So it means definitely anyone, any politician, when they will go outside, then definitely along with the politician, there is one translator. That translator knows both the language. So when Modi ji will tell something in Hindi, then that translator will convert to the Chinese language. When someone tell in Chinese, that the translator convert Chinese to the Hindi, and he will explain to Modi ji. So the same problem here also. So in the first generation, as you know, there is no problem. Why? Because the reason is you are writing a program using the binary language, and computer will also understand the binary language. Then मामला ठीक है. Now, once we will come to the second generation or third generation, even in the second generation also, as I told you, the second generation, we have the language, assembly language. Assembly language is basically combination of 010101 and some mnemonics. So ultimately, if you are going to, for you, maybe this is easy. For you, now the things is easy. Why? Because the reason is you are using some mnemonics along with the 010101. But the problem arise for the computer, because the reason is computer will not understand mnemonics. Computer understand only 010101. So definitely in the second generation language, if we want to write a program, if we want to execute the program, then definitely we required what? We required one
Translator.
translator. Without translator, there is no language exist in the world, because whatever the language you heard, all these languages comes under the high level language, and computer cannot understand the high level language. Because of that reason, if you are going to explore any language, C, C sharp, any language, then along with the language, you will get one translator. That translator will convert your program or your English written program to the binary language. and vice versa. So here, when we are writing something, and as you know, computer understand only 010101, then we need what? We required one translator. So translator is must for second generation and third generation. Second generation means middle level language and high level language, because the reason is high level language completely written in English, and middle level language is partially written in English and mnemonics. Then ultimately we require translator for that case also. So the only first generation where we don't required any translator. Otherwise, in second and third generation, we required what? We required translator. Now, after that, coming to the type of translator. So, first of all, these all three type what you are able to see here: assembler, compiler, and interpreter. Okay, these all are the type of the translator: assembler, compiler, and interpreter. So, first here we need to understand. First of all, now I think you guys understood what is the translator, correct? What is the role of the translator in this complete discussion? Now the thing is, there are three type of translator we have: assembler, compiler, and interpreter. So assembler is totally different. The meaning of means that the purpose of the assembler is that when the people were in second generation language. So first of all, can anyone tell me what language we have used in the second generation?
There is a binary.
Assembly language.
Assembly language, correct?
Yes.
In the second generation, we have the language name is what? Assembly language. I already explained, 010101 plus mnemonics. So
Yes.
altogether, the language name was what? The language name was
Assembly.
the assembly language. So when you have written program in assembly language, then the translator which convert the assembly language to binary language, that is called the assembler. Okay, the translator which convert assembly language program to binary language, that is called the assembler. Clear? Understood?
Yes, sir.
फर्स्ट जनरेशन में जरूरत नहीं है. We don't require any translator in first generation, because the reason is in first generation we have written program in binary
By
only. So now coming to the next two, this next two is also very important, because actually assembler is not important, because the reason is we are not in that era. Correct? We are in the era of the high level language. So the people who had done some programming in assembly, they knows the importance and they should understand how the assembly is working and all. But for us, just the information is enough, because the reason is we are not going to write any program in assembly language. Correct? So assembler, what is the assembler? You understood. Now coming to the compiler and interpreter, this both translator is very frequently using, or these two translator we are very frequently using in the high level language. Now, if I try to explain you the as a layman term, ki what is the compiler and what is the interpreter. So let's suppose the same example. Modi ji is basically going to Japan, and he has one translator. Now, when he is delivering some speech. Let's suppose he is delivering some speech. Then there are two different ways for translation. There are two different ways for the translation. The one way is if Modi ji will tell one statement, translator will translate one statement. Then the second statement, translator will translate second statement. Then Modi ji will tell third statement, translator will translate third statement. This is one way of translation. And another way of translation is कि Modi ji will complete the complete paragraph, or Modi ji will complete the speech. Once he complete the speech, after that translator will translate entire speech. Okay. So this is the two different ways to translate the high level language to binary language. Whatever the program you have written, translator will translate line by line. First line, second line, third line, fourth line. Another way is translator will read the entire program and translate in one single go. So the translator which is translating line by line, the translator which is translating line by line, that translator is called the interpreter. That translator is called what? That translator is called interpreter.
Interpreter.
And the translator which will convert the whole speech in one go. The translator which convert your complete program to the binary language in one go. That translator is called the compiler. So as I told you, we are in the era of high level language, and all the high level languages programs we are writing in English. Then it means that is for sure. It means that is for sure each and every language required one translator. But now the question is, some languages have interpreter and some languages have compiler.
Compiler.
So whenever you are going to learn any language, whenever you are going to learn any language, then you have to know or you have to understand the language what you are going to learn. That language is a compiler based language, or that language is the interpreter based language. Understood? Clear to
Yes.
everyone? So that is very important कि when we are going to explore any language, then your first question will be कि भैया this language is a interpreter based language or this language is a compiler based language.
Compiler.
So this thing is, I think it is clear to everyone. So now coming to the next point. So here, this is just the infographics I am trying to explain ki when the assembly language convert to the machine language, that is using the assembler, and then compiler and interpreter is basically converting the high level language to machine level language. The work of compiler and interpreter is same, but the way of doing the thing is different. Okay. Sometime in interview, that interviewer can ask you, what is the difference between the compiler and interpreter? So that is very important question. But now I think you will never forget what is the compiler and what is the interpreter. So interpreter means line by line and compiler means complete program in one go.
One go.
Okay. Now here, next important thing. If let's suppose one language is a compiler based language. Okay. For example, there is a language that is the compiler based language. So how it will basically work, we'll see. Left hand side, that is your laptop or your computer, means your computer means developer's machine, means this is the machine where we are going to develop some application, where we are going to write some program. So we are writing a program, and once we are writing the program, and after that we convert this program to 010101. Why? Because the reason is computer can understand only 010101. And then this file we will give to the client. We will write the program, then we will use the compiler, and because compiler is converting the your program to the binary language, and once we receive this file, that file we will share to the client, and then client will execute and he will get the result. This is the basic flow of compiler based language. And let's suppose if you will ask me, "Ki, Yogesh ji, any example for what file and all?" So whatever the exe file you are using, okay, whatever the exe file you are using, that exe file is the example of the binary file. Okay, that exe, any executable file, what you are using, that is the example of what? That is the example of the binary file. So compiler based system is very simple. We are writing the program. This one left side, if you see, this is writing the program. Then after we have one compiler. This compiler will convert your program to the binary language. And once things is done, after that we will send this file to the client. Client will run the program and feel happy. Now after that, coming to the interpreter language. In interpreter based language, same thing, we are writing a program. And we are directly sending this program to the client. We are writing a program and directly we are sending this file to the client. Then client have interpreter. Client will do the interpreter, use the interpreter, and finally program will run and client will get the result. Clear? Hai? The process is clear. First of all, both the process, compiler based and interpreter based.
Yes,
Now there is some basic question. There is some very basic question. Like in the previous screen, we have written the program, we have used the compiler, and we have convert this program to the binary language, means that file we are sending to the client. Correct? So first of all, whatever the program you have written, can client understand that program using this 010101?
No,
No, he
sir.
cannot
No, he
understand.
cannot understand. Na? Correct? Sahi hai. Now in this case, interpreter case, here you can see the example what I have given. We have written the program and directly given this file to the client. I have not explained you anything. We are writing the program, then we are doing compilation or interpreter, and we are not doing anything. Whatever the program we have written, directly this program file we have given to the client, then client will use the interpreter and get the result. So here, one thing we can easily see कि भाई whatever the program you have written, the directly this file you have given to the client, then client can easily see what the program you have written. Correct?
Yes.
Client can easily see, client can easily understand. Even client, if client is smart, then client can modify also your program, because you are not you have not done anything on your program. Directly the file what you have written, that we have sent to the client. So these are the two approach what I shown you. One is the compiler based approach, and another other one is the interpreter based approach. So it means if I ask you one basic question, कि if I am using any compiler based language, or if I am using any interpreter based language, so अगर मैं आपसे सिंपल पूछूं कि which language is more secure, compiler based language or interpreter based language?
Compiler based, sir.
Compiler based language, correct? Because the reason is, first of all, in compiler based language, the client or anyone cannot see your code, he cannot understand. But in the interpreter based language, anyone can see what the code we have written. But
Might they can
here,
modify also.
yeah, correct. So here there are some pros and cons we have for the compiler based language and interpreter based language. The pros and cons that also we will see, I will tell you. So here, first of all, if you see all these point, if I will take this first, this compiler base, so ready to run means the file what you have given to the client can directly run that file, correct? We already have seen in the example, in the compiler base approach, you have given the binary file to the client, directly client can run. Second one, compiler based approach is basically fast. Third one is the source code is private. Source code is always safe. Why? Because that any client or anyone cannot see your code, because that code is in the 010101. Inflexible means it is not like give you the flexibility to change the code. Why? Because you cannot understand the code. If we are looking for a single platform, then this is more useful. Means a single platform means what? Let's suppose I have written the program, and as you know, majorly there are two type of machines we have. One is the Windows machine, other one is the Mac machine. Correct? अभी Ubuntu भी है, ठीक है? There is one Ubuntu also. But majorly, let's suppose there are two major platforms are there. One is the Windows platform, other one is the Mac. And as you know, both the type of platform, internal architecture is totally different. So the program which will run in Windows machine, definitely the same program we cannot run on the Mac machine, because the entire architecture entire way of understanding in Windows machine, entirely way of understanding in Mac machine, that is totally different. Because of that reason, the program or the executable what you have run in the Windows machine, that will not run on the Mac machine. So it means for Windows you need to write different program, and for Mac you need to write different program. You need to compile in different way for the Windows, you need to compile in different ways for the Mac. Then you can run the program separately, you can run the program in Windows as well as Mac. So here the general thing is, if I want to develop a application for two different platforms, so I have to write separate program for Windows, separate program for Mac. So there are basically two copies of the program you need to maintain. And if we will see the interpreter, in the interpreter cross platform, what is the meaning of the cross platform? The meaning of cross platform is, in interpreter example, we have seen whatever the program you are writing, that program directly we are giving to the client. Correct? Client is executing, or client is basically converting, or this translation will be done by the client, and he can run the program in his machine. So the main important thing is, you have written the program, and then you have given this program to the Windows based client, and you have given the same program to the Mac machine client. Windows based client have his own interpreter, Mac machine has his own interpreter. Windows interpreter will convert the program based on Windows architecture. Mac machine will convert the program in based on the Mac machine architecture. So here the benefit is, you are not writing program two times. You are not writing program in two different ways, for Windows and Mac different. Here we are writing a program for only one language. We are writing a program only one time, and we have given this to different client. Now the client responsibility to translate the code, translate the program in native format what they are using. Clear? Understood?
Yes,
So
sir.
when we are using any language, when you are using any language, if this is an interpreter based language, then always remember that program will be the cross platform program. Cross platform program means that program we can give to Windows based client, and the same program we can give to the Mac based client. They can translate. That is their responsibility. Our work is over. So this is a cross platform. In interpreter based approach, this is the benefit. This is the cross platform. Second thing is simple to test, easier to debug, often slower, source code public. Source code public, as I already shown you in the previous this video, previous slide. In interpreter based language, your source code is not safe, because you are directly giving the same file what you have written. Then interpreter required. In compiler base, client don't require anything. Why? Because you already translated to the binary and given this file to the client. But In the case of the interpreter, client required interpreter to translate that program based on his native platform. Means if this is a Windows based client, so he will convert to the Windows platform. And if this is the Mac based client, then it will convert to the Mac based platform. So these are the some pros and cons we have if we are using the compiler based language or if we are using the interpreter based language. क्लियर है यहाँ तक सभी को?
जी sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Hello.
hello. Yes, sir. Sir, would you please explain the point that is easier to debug?
Easier to debug means let's suppose you have written a program and by mistake or unfortunately in this program there is some error. Okay. In the program there is some error. So the way of finding the error is called the process of debug. In any program, the way of finding the error is called the debugging process. So in the interpreter based language, the debugging process is easier than compiler based language. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop till this point, and in the next session we will continue with this one because till now Python is not completed because we have 3-4 words in Python definition. Some of the words I believe is clear. What is the interpreter? What is the compiler? What is the programming language? What is the high level language? What is the middle level language? What is the first generation, second generation, third generation? So in the next session, we will continue from this point, and I will share you this. I will share you as I